Standing behind us is one of the most iconic buildings on the University of Florida campus, Century Tower. The idea to build Century Tower was first sprouted in 1953, a century after UF was founded, when alumni sought funds to construct a monument on campus in memoriam of students killed in World Wars I and II. The historic building was designed by an American architect by the name of William Augustus Edwards, famous for his many collegiate Gothic buildings found throughout the campuses of Florida State University and the University of Florida. Among Century Tower, Edwards has also designed a plethora of other buildings on campus, including Buckman Hall, Thomas Hall, Smathers Library, and the University Auditorium, which is located directly behind Century Tower. Standing 157 feet tall and made almost entirely of bricks, Century Tower is among the tallest buildings on UF's campus. However, the tower isn't just magnificent on the outside. On the inside, it's home to a carillon that chimes 15 minutes during weekdays. Interestingly, there are only 4 other carillons in the state of Florida and roughly 200 in all of North America. Being home to 61 bells makes Century Tower one of the largest university carillons in all of North America. The carillon was actually an addition to Century Tower, with the first 49 bells being installed in 1979 and weighing 57,760 pounds. Because of the way that the bells were cast, they are said to never need retuning. That means that the chimes heard by students in 1979 are the same chimes we hear today. Major upgrades were added to the tower in 2003 when a generous gift from UF alumni Larry Webb allowed for the addition of 12 new bells. University of Florida students and alumni alike look to the tower in reverence, a symbol of the university's strength, solidarity, and prestigious reputation. The beautiful chimes of the carillon ring throughout the spaces and buildings on campus as students walk to class and enjoy the University of Florida's beautiful campus. During the day, the tower stands tall and chimes angelically. During the night, the tower is illuminated by nearby lights, exemplifying the brilliance and bright futures of the Gator community. A plaque located on the south side of the tower reads, "Upon the recommendation of President and Miss Robert Q. Marston, the carillon is a gift to the campus from students, both past and present, and stands at the center of this community of scholars, marking the movement of time, heralding occasions of importance in the lives of its people, and pealing music of all ages to delight the common spirit," which perfectly exemplifies the meaning of Century Tower to Florida students.
Architecture is a combination of people and place. It is a design that facilitates space through structure and art. Through architecture, we physically shape our buildings, but in return, our buildings shape us emotionally.
My name's Noah, and I've been in the Carillon studio for 1 semester. This will be my 2nd semester. The studio is really important to me because it gives me an escape from engineering, and it allows me to express my more creative side. And the tower, I can see it from anywhere on campus, and it just reminds me that we're all kind of surrounded around that tower.
Many students at the University of Florida, ourselves included, feel a very personal connection to Century Tower. If you had to say, what is it about a structure like this that connects with students so well?
The musical element makes it a little softer, maybe. There's such a somewhat foreboding tower.
Yeah.
It makes it a more continual presence because it's the War Memorial Carillon.
Yeah.
So it's a nice memorial, but then the music allows it to be a continued addition. It's kind of trained for us to know what it is. It's on our logo. It's on a lot of merchandise.
Mm-hmm. If you could make one addition to the tower or the space that surrounds it, what do you think you would add and why?
So one addition to the tower would be I would add an elevator. We have an elevator shaft, but we don't have an elevator.
Mm-hmm.
So the tower is not accessible to many people. I would like to see an elevator in there. Would open it up to a lot more people.
My name is Katie. I graduated last year. I was in Carillon Studio for 2 years. I majored in international studies in Arabic, but I grew up playing music. I found out through Carillon through a mutual friend, and that's how I ended up here.
If someone had never heard the sound of the Century Tower carillon, how would you describe it to them?
Well, bell is a good way to start. It sounds like bells. I think of it as kind of airy because I guess it's sound that reverberates throughout the sky and across all different parts of campus. So that sound is affected by, if you were to Turlington, an area with a lot of trees, or you're further from campus, it can be kind of whimsical and airy, and depending on what the weather is, that also affects the sound of the carillon. Bourdon it sounds very French, but it's multiple tones, and when you're playing it, for us, it's this B flat here is the biggest bell, and it can vary by carillon, like how many bells they have, what their lowest bell is. It takes a lot of effort to play. It's very, very heavy. So if you're looking at architecture, it's important to think about like, how are you gonna get a 2-ton bell into the top of a tower, and how are you gonna fit all these other bells up there in as well.
What does Century Tower mean to you personally as somebody who plays the carillon?
I think it can mean a lot of different things. I mean, like a big piece of being a student at UF is hearing the bells, but it also makes me very happy. It's a really unique instrument. You don't have that experience in a lot of places. Century Tower being kind of part of the UF skyline. I mean, when you go on Google Images and you look up like UF, the first thing that comes up is the Century Tower kind of image. It feels very homey, nostalgic, and it makes me really happy to be a part of that UF tradition and be able to kind of influence it. But yeah, it makes me feel very proud to be a Carillonneur.
I don't not have a single musical bone in me, but let's see. That one's quiet. That's really cool. I like this one. That's so cool.